All right, welcome back to Yahoo Finance Live. Again, crazy market going on here. Nasdaq down some 2% now. Brian Sozzi. It's all about retail these days, but I know you are looking at how things are going for the wealthiest Americans, and got to talk about the richest because that they certainly don't get enough play.
Yeah, why not? The rich, the rich keep getting richer here. So you're starting to see the filings come out in January, as they do every year, on compensation packages for some of the biggest executives inside of corporate America. And the numbers are rolling in, and they're very big. Today we got Goldman Sachs CEO David Solomon. The headline here is that his pay last year got slashed by 36% year over year. Well, newsflash, he still hauled in $17.5 million in total compensation. Compared to 2019, he hauled in $27.5 million. Also, good article by out of the FT today. They had a chance to talk to GE CEO Larry Culp. He has been coming under fire over the past few weeks. GE revised his bonus plan, and essentially it puts him at a potentially easier pace, so he can easily more attain a $46.5 million bonus by 2024, which is absolutely crazy. He's also in line for a $230 million bonus if GE stock trades above $16.68 for a sustained period. And what GE is coming under fire here for is they have amended essentially his 2018 employment contract. But you take a step back here and you look at the other compensation packages we have started to see, guys. Morgan Stanley CEO James Gorman, $33 million pay package compensation in 2020, up 22% year over year. Jamie Dimon, $31.5 million. That was unchanged year over year, but still a big pay package. And I think, guys, you're going to see a lot more outcry from a lot of folks, especially in D.C., especially with the change in administration, on how corporate America got a heck of a lot richer during the coronavirus pandemic, when the average American really got it handed to them. They lost their job, they had their pay cut. But here is some of the most powerful people in corporate America continuing to rack up big gains. And some data we got yesterday here. But look at the billionaires. The top 660 billionaires in the country, their wealth increased by $1.1 trillion the first 10 months of the pandemic. Put all these numbers together, and I think you're going to see a lot of these executives come under fire in the coming months as we get more compensation plan details released by public companies.
And of course, these are the kinds of numbers that are fueling part of the resentment, perhaps, the spite, perhaps, that is fueling some of what we're seeing in terms of these bull raids, right, on these various companies. Seems to me, perhaps, yeah, except for Elon. He's one of them.
It's a bad look. It's a bad look. It was a bad look 5 years ago, these pay packages, but it's a really bad look now when you're having really a lot of people struggling just to live day to day. And I don't want to sit here and get on my soapbox, but these are the pay packages. They're really egregious. And I wouldn't be surprised if you do look to see over the next year or two, companies go back and look at how some of these pay packages are conceived.
Yeah, and I think it also it is. The other side of it is this is why the biggest companies, Costco doesn't really fit in here, but your Targets, your Walmart, your McDonald's, they've all made moves to raise the lowest level of their internal minimum wage. And I think they're likely to lead where the national minimum wage goes, because you can only go 3 full generations telling the average American that actually you won't make enough money to survive before things start to break. So we're seeing that break a little bit. And then just quickly on the Culp thing, Brian, part of his problem on the call is he said we all made sacrifices because he stopped drawing a salary during the bottom of the pandemic. And I understand that. I mean, even when you make that much money, yes, you are basing your lifestyle on your salary, but it's hard to be like, oh, I'm sorry that you had to dip into some of your options to pay for private school or whatever sacrifices you had to make. Not really going to engender a lot of sympathy. And then the diamond thing is just hilarious because people that I know who work on Wall Street, they saw that headline and they said, well, all right, I guess comp is flat this year, boys. So, you live on your bonus if you work on Wall Street. But for Jamie Dimon, $31 million year over year, it's fine for him. Not so fine if you were hoping for a nice bump.